down and I was having trouble getting weird, you guys. Can you even believe? Okay, I'm gonna hit record. All right. Welcome, you guys. I'm gonna do my Friday training for you right now. And I sure hope that it looks like it's working, but man, the universe always feels a little bit off when the Facebook or the Instagram server goes down. And I've been asking everyone and it's not working for anyone. And Facebook Messenger did a weird thing there for a minute. And then it wasn't letting me stream live to the group. So sorry it took me so long this morning to get to you, but I'm so excited to share with you about something that has changed my life in the last year. And it is the thought model, CTFAR. I personally have worked with a thought coach. She's a certified life coach called Jody Moore. And there's lots and lots and lots of life coaches out there. They're a dime a dozen. You can pick the one that you like the best. Jody was trained by Brooke Castillo. Maybe you've heard of her podcast, The Life Coach School. She has a ginormous coaching program, training program, and Jody studied under her and then created her own program. I started listening to Jody Moore's podcast called Better Than Happy. It is very faith and Christian belief centered. It has a really heavy influence of just my core values and the things that I believe in. But even if you have a different religion or anything like that, you'll find so much value in it. And I totally recommend her podcast, Better Than Happy. It is phenomenal. And it's really helped me to become a better leader, a better friend, a better wife, a better mother. I feel so much more confident in the way that I help my kids work through things, especially my teenagers and my preteen. Is just helping me loads. So I'm going to teach you about CTFAR here in my live. And then you'll also see a post from me later today in our belief series about a written up post and an exercise that I want you to do to practice doing it yourselves. Okay. So thought coaching is really just getting control of your thoughts. This is something that you might be familiar with, or it might be the first time that you're hearing about it. Either way, the average human has 60,000 thoughts that go through their brain every single day. And the thing that's unique about our brains is that they will do anything to be right. Our brains are so powerful and they are so brilliant. You are incredibly smart, and all day long, your brain is trying to keep you safe. Usually, it's just trying to keep you emotionally safe. Most people in the developed world don't have to worry too much about physical harm, with the exception of abuse or certain situations. But for the most part, most of us are fairly safe from harm. We don't have to worry about lions eating us or walking out our front door and being shot by someone. Those are more rare in our developed society. And so the type of coaching that thought coaching is all based around helping your brain feel more emotionally safe and help you get control over your own thoughts. Okay. So thought coaching is basically taking the Sharpie out of your hand so you can't draw all over the walls like a toddler. We all have times where things get out of control and we let our thoughts run wild and we end up down a rabbit hole that is making us completely feel neurotic, emotional. We jump to conclusions because, again, our brain is trying to prove our thoughts right. Now, I always like to use the analogy of a backpack. Everyone carries around an invisible backpack all day long, and it's full of evidence of your thoughts being true and someone else's thoughts being wrong. We do this without any real awareness for the most part. Now, as you use the practice of thought coaching, you will begin to have more awareness of your thoughts and the thoughts of others, And sometimes there's judgment and criticism and shame and blame that comes into all of this. But for the purposes of this call, I'm just going to teach you the model of how to break apart your thoughts, how to recognize them as thoughts that might be wrong or might be true, and how to piece them together to give you control so that you can show up as your best self. Because a lot of times what happens is, when you are letting your thoughts control everything that you're doing, you actually can't be yourself because you're so wrapped up in your thoughts and the feelings that are brought on by the specific thoughts that you choose. And then that affects your actions, and that ultimately affects your results. So the model CTFAR stands for circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result. Every single thing that happens to you every single day can be put into this model. We call it the model. Now, I'm not a certified life coach, although I have considered going and getting my certification because this is a true passion of mine. And I use the practice every single day to help develop and coach my team and myself. What I like to do is I like to do a thought model on paper every single week for one thing that I'm struggling with. You might think, oh, these are the things that the big things that are happening in my life. I'm going to be doing this. It's actually the small little things in your life that work best in these models, because it's the little things that amount to the big things, right? It's the little things that pester and nag at us that keep us from getting the result that we want. So in the belief series later today, I'm going to ask you to do this on paper. But for this live right now, I'm just going to give you the knowledge of how to do this. Okay. So what we're going to do is I want you to think of one thing that's bothering you today. Just any one thing. It could be something that your mother-in-law said to you. It could be someone on your team that you had an interaction with them that left you feeling insecure. It could be a conversation that you had with your kids or your husband. I'm going to give you some examples of thought coaching that I've listened to that others have said to just sort of like strike some ideas in your mind about some thought that might be perfect for this model for you. For example, I heard someone the other day on a thought coaching call I was listening to say that the specific thing was, I wish that my daughter wasn't as difficult, right? So she was saying her daughter is very difficult. Now, if you're saying that about your kids, you're probably believing that it's true. In fact, I remember when my oldest was 2, and I remember telling people he's just a really difficult child. He's really challenging. He's really hard. And then everywhere I looked, I would gather evidence in my backpack of that being true, right? So I'd say he has tantrums in the store. He can't get himself dressed. It was hard for him to potty train. He wasn't reading at the same time as everyone else his age. And I would just collect all this evidence of why he was so hard. And our brains do this around little things as well. For example, you might say something for your business like, gosh, it's just so hard to get to gold, or it's just so hard to develop new silvers. And then everywhere you look, your brain is going to seek evidence of that being true. So you might say, see, everyone I'm asking is saying they don't want to sell. They're not interested in the business. And you just putting things in the backpack. See, gathering evidence that that's true, because your brain wants to be right more than it wants to be wrong. So your brain is sitting there and your brain is thinking, how can I prove that it is too hard to create new silvers? So every message that you open, every rejection that you get, every person that quits, every person that goes through die-off, every leader on your team that says something to you that you are offended by, it's all just going in the backpack of evidence. It's too hard to get silvers. It's too hard to get silvers. It's too hard to get silvers. And why is your brain gathering evidence of these things? Because it's trying to conserve energy, avoid discomfort, and seek pleasure. It is hardwired to do that because it's trying to keep you safe. This worked really, really well for our ancestors who were cavemen, who were living in a cave trying to not be eaten by a lion. And you've heard me talk about this before if you follow me on social media or you've listened to my trainings on this from my team or you've been in other momentum movements. There is no lion outside the cave anymore, but yet your brain is still doing this on a cellular level to keep you safe. So in these situations, let's just use the example of you're trying to rank up this month and you're having a hard time getting new silvers. You're having a hard time developing new business builders. Okay, so we're going to put it into the model. C is the circumstance. The circumstance has to be something that can be proven. It has to be something that you can prove without a shadow of a doubt. And a lot of times people will confuse the circumstance with the thought. Okay, so circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result. All right, the circumstance is I am working to rank senior gold this month, or fill in the blank, emerald, ruby, silver, gold, senior silver, whatever, right? That's the circumstance. I am working to be senior gold this month, whatever the circumstance is, it's what is happening. There's no drama in it. There's no opinion. There's nothing in there that can be debated. You are or you aren't. That's the circumstance line, right? The thought line comes next. The thought is where all the juicy stuff is. The thought line is where the drama is. It can also be a place without drama, depending on how you control your thoughts and if you let them run wild or not. And your thoughts are optional. This is where we gain control back over our beautiful, smart, brilliant brains that are trying to keep us safe. It's in the thought line that we have control, or that we can take control back. Okay, so the circumstance is I'm trying to work to be senior gold, to rank up to senior gold this month. Okay, then the thought line might be one of two things. The thought line might be I'm never going to be able to do that. And then you feel despair, you feel like you're never going to get there, you feel sad, you feel disappointed, you feel worthless, you feel whatever, right? A negative emotion is going to come from that thought most often. Or you might choose a thought of, that's impossible because I can't even create a silver. I can't get anyone to share. These are all thoughts, right? And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go talk to a friend and we'll say, oh, I just can't get anyone to be silver. And they're going to say, I know, me neither. And then you both sit there and you both talk about how you're never going to get a silver and how you tried everything and none of it's working. And both of you are like packing the backpack full. It's getting so heavy, but you want to carry it around because it feels good. And it's proving your thoughts right. And if your thoughts are right, then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change. You don't have to get better. You just get to stay the same. You get to conserve energy and you get to avoid discomfort and you get to seek pleasure. Right? You turn on that show, binge watch that new series, go out to lunch, do all the things that make you feel better to avoid the discomfort of failure or doing something wrong or fear of failure, right? So when you choose a negative thought and you believe that it's true, and everywhere you go, you're trying to collect evidence that it's true, what happens is then you take actions based on those feelings, right? Because if you're taking actions based on a negative feeling, I guarantee they're not going to be in line with your goals, right? So if you believe that there is nothing that you can do to get better at this business, the actions that you're going to take are you're going to message a friend that also is not doing well at their business. And you guys are going to sit and you're going to commiserate together, and there's going to be a lot of drama. There's going to be a lot of, yeah, this is never going to work. Maybe we should quit this. Maybe we should do another company. Maybe we should tell our leaders that it's their fault, that they're not showing up for us. If only they had workers like them, if only you could find someone like yourself. We do all these things because we're trying to prove our thought wrong, that it can't be done, or that there's something wrong with the company, or there's something wrong with the leaders, or there's something wrong with the products, right? And so you just gather all this evidence, this big heavy back. And then your actions are to message people, to find proof that it can't be done. And then what is your result? You don't rank up. you don't get the silvers, you don't get better, you don't learn, you don't fail, but you also don't succeed, right? You don't fail because you made your thought right. You fail from your initial goal, but at least your brain and your thought was right. It's like this self-sabotage that we do to ourselves. Now, how do we correct this? We have awareness that our thoughts are oftentimes not right. So the biggest tip that I can give you when you're in this phase is whenever you have a thought that's negative, like, oh, I'm never going to rank up, this is impossible. What I want you to ask yourself is, what if I'm wrong? What if I could do it? I mean, if Emily's done it, if Brooke's done it, if Amber's done it, if Chanel has done it, if Shay has done it, if Kara has done it, if they've all done it, then why can't I do it? Why not me? What if I could do it? I want you to start asking yourself this question. What if I am wrong? But what if I'm wrong? Now, if you're having positive thoughts, I don't want you to ask yourself that question, because when you have positive thoughts and you have positive beliefs, you're always going to get the result that you want eventually, as long as you don't give up. Okay. So I only want you to ask this question when you're having a negative thought that makes you think you can't achieve what you really want to achieve. So, circumstance, I am working to rank up to senior gold this month. Thought, 2 choices, positive choice, negative choice thought. Negative thought is, can't be done, I've never developed a silver before, can't get anyone to work, having a lot of people say the products aren't working, a lot of people quitting, or I am a problem solver, anything is figure outable, I need to find the right people are coming to me, I'm going to believe and choose to believe that it can be done because I've seen others do it, and if they can do it, I can do it. What actions are going to come from those different thoughts? We've already talked about the actions that are come from the negative thought. We don't need to go down that road again. Let's talk about the actions that come from the positive thoughts. So what if it can be done? Well, I better do a live. I better message some people to watch my live. I better ask every single person that I've ever signed up who we can help get started this month. I better tell everyone about the $1 membership and the free shipping. I better ask for shout outs. I better download and print the workbook from Momentum Movement for the last 3 weeks and send the messages and do the things that Brooke and Emily are telling me to do. And then the result comes from those actions. See how over here we did nothing in the action line to actually move our business forward? We did nothing. All we did was sit and complain and whine and get people on our side and fill our backpack full of evidence that our thoughts that it can't be done is true. But over here, we are taking actions like doing Facebook Lives, messaging people, having positive thoughts, moving forward, downloading a workbook, sending those messages, learning a new skill, watching a video, following up, asking for shout outs. It's no wonder you're not succeeding when you're choosing the negative thoughts over here, because you're not taking any action that would ever give you a result to succeed. But over here, you're taking all these actions that this brain thinks is a waste of time. But this brain is doing because of faith. Faith that it can be done. Faith that it might be possible. And when you do all those actions, guess what happens in your result line? Something happens. Where over here, nothing happens because you didn't do anything to get something to happen. I want you to take away the Sharpie from your brain. It doesn't mean your brain's always going to have perfect thoughts. It doesn't mean you're never going to have negative thoughts. It just means that you're going to have awareness of your thoughts. It's going to mean that you are going to take your Sharpie and you're going to put the lid on it. And you're going to set it down on the table and you're going to say, but what if I'm wrong, brain? What if my brain is wrong in thinking that it can't be done? What if my brain is wrong in thinking that the month is too far along? I've missed too much already. What if I'm wrong? What if I just did something right now? What if I could do it? What if it is possible? What if I took some actions that could possibly give me the result that I want? That's what I want you to do today. I want you to start having awareness in your brain and ask yourself, what if I am wrong? And I want you to write out the model, CTFAR. What's the circumstance? What is my thought? How am I feeling? What actions am I taking and what result is that giving me? And if it's not the result that you want, and if it's not the way that you want to show up, then let's change the thinking. Because when you change your thinking, it is when you take back all power of your life. It is where you give yourself the freedom to show up as the person, the mother, the wife, the friend, the plexus ambassador that you want to be. And doing that over time is what is going to transform you into the rank in this company that you wish to achieve. I love you guys. I hope you will watch this. I hope you will tag your friends to watch this. And I will be seeing my VIP people on our Work With Me hour. I'm going to be working with you in 30 minutes. We're going to be working for 1 hour together. And I'm going to be showing you how to work your business, send messages, and finish this month strong. If you still need to upgrade to be a VIP, you can go to our website right now, themomentummakers.com. Click on the shop, click on the upgrade option, $49 to upgrade to VIP. You'll get all the calls that you've missed so far. You'll get access to the group for an extra 30 days. So you have time to go back and watch that along with everything else we've posted here in the group. General admission ticket holders will be removed from the group on March 31st. So if you're feeling behind and like you need more time, go upgrade to that VIP ticket today. Also, you're going to be able to get a Zoom link with me in half an hour, and I'm going to work with you for 1 hour. I'm going to show you how to send messages. I'm going to show you how to send follow-ups. I'm going to work my business right here on the couch with Cosette. She's working so hard. We're going to work for an hour with our VIP. So I hope that you're going to be on that call. Let me know in the comments who's going to be joining me on that call. We're starting in half an hour, and I will see you guys there. Bye.